I'm gonna hit you so hard you won't see nothing. Ever, 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 ever.
Audio skulls all day.
The lyric scientist lab.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you hear that? Yes. Yes, it is. That is the sound of my eloquent voice welcoming you to our 177th episode of the Mad Scientist Lab podcast, the greatest podcast on Earth.
That's the planet too.
Yeah, Oith. Welcome to Oith, the United States and soon to be Cuba. Hello, folks.
Why do you keep saying Cuba every week?
I don't know. I just feel like it's a thing now. One day, if we get a listener in Cuba, I want.
I think we've had one.
Well, that excites me. It's working.
I mean,
the promotion is working.
Doesn't mean no, it's not. It was way before you started doing that.
Well, maybe we'll get more.
Oh.
Here, if we can get a total of 3 people from Cuba to listen to this show, I will give Jared $50.
Really not that interested in having Cuba listen.
Well, I'm just saying, if we can somehow manage to get 3 people in Cuba to listen to this podcast on a regular basis and subscribe, I will give Jared $50. You heard it here first, folks.
My question is, what is your importance? Why that specific country?
I don't know. I just said it one day, and I'm just trying to keep it rolling, if I had to be honest with you.
I'm trying to get you to stop saying it.
It's all right. You remember, folks, $50. Just saying. $50 is a lot of money. Well, actually, not in today's day and age. $50 is...
It's funny you say that, Al. He said he got his Kleenex and lotion ready to hear Richard's voice.
Of course he would say something like that.
And it's funny because we were just doing like voice exercises before the show.
Yeah, you should have heard us, Al. It was something different, and it was very I don't want to say awkward, but I made it awkward. Let's put it. And when do I not make things awkward, Jared?
Every fucking day.
Exactly. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear.
Actually, I don't even see Cuba on here.
What, in terms of our listeners?
Yep.
All right.
Because, Colombia. Yeah, Colombia.
Oh, that's fucking sweet, dude.
It's only 2, though.
Maybe it's like some hot Latin chicks that want to, like, smother us. They want the comedian, and then they want his co-host.
Is the only person that I have to fucking moderate comments.
Who?
What does it say? He's stretching for you slong.
What?
I don't know what that says.
Well, I don't want to know what it says. Or do I? Here, just leave it there. Let's just offend the world.
It's there.
Oh, it's there? It's on the internet. It's there forever, folks.
Oh, no, that wasn't Al. That was Epic.
Our good buddy Epic, who was kind enough to give us a ring before this show. And so he made a very valid point while I was on the phone with him. He basically said, why do they make Batman shampoo but not Conditioner Gordon? And it took me a moment, folks, to realize what was happening because
he's slow.
Because I am not up to speed with a lot of things in life, including my own. And I can't believe that's the thing. We have to look this up before we do anything else.
Look what up.
We have to see if there's a Jim Gordon conditioner.
Man, I'm sure there is.
I'm just very curious about this now.
And it wouldn't be Jim Gordon conditioner. It'd be Conditioner Gordon.
Conditioner Gordon, dude. Hell yeah. Absolutely. So while Jared looks that up, folks, what I wanted to start the week with, surprise, is video games, believe it or not. Nothing, something new and different here on this show. I was fortunate enough this past week to download oh my God, before we go anywhere, Jared has images for Conditioner Gordon. My God, it's a thing. Well, let's see.
I don't know if it's a thing. Hold on, I gotta switch the screen here.
It looks like it's maybe a shampoo with like a
Conditioner Gordon.
Oh my God, it's a thing.
That might be Photoshop too.
It's very possible it could be. I mean, it does kind of look photoshopped, but I am kind of oh wow, dude. That looks pretty fancy.
That looks real.
We're going to get a bottle of Conditioner Gordon, dude. I'm going to get a bottle of this.
You say the most ridiculous shit.
Now, I'm just saying. I am going to purchase this bottle and shampoo my hair with
I don't believe you.
Yeah. All right. You probably have good reason.
You said you were going to do the coffee enema too, and that has yet to transpire.
Jared, I don't think anybody's really interested in me doing enemas.
I think they are.
It's
there's a reason why you got sent one.
I thought it was a joke, Jared, but now it's taken its own entity. So Conditioner Gordon, it is a thing. That's awesome. Definitely get yourself a bottle, because I will. What I was going to say is this past week.
Exactly. He said, let's be honest, it's going to show up as soon as Amazon says it will.
Yeah, that this is true. This is true. What I was going to say is I was fortunate enough to download the Resident Evil 4 remake.
Oh, you told me this yesterday.
Well, yeah, I know, but I wanted to talk to the viewers and the listeners out there about this super, super awesome remake. I know that remakes are kind of can be really hit or miss, but Capcom did an incredible, and their partner company, I can't think of the name right now, forgive me, did a super, super awesome job.
Disrespect the people who actually did it. Capcom is just the name they used.
Well, it's a newer company, and they're in the credits for the opening credits for 3 seconds, and I was just so amped to play the game that I didn't even look.
I guarantee they did all the work.
Oh, that's fine. Well, whomever they
it's
are.
just it's a Capcom label, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
the brand of it. It's like I'm trying to think of a good,
like Air Force is a Nike. Is that kind of what you're getting at?
They're using it for the recognition. Yeah, they still own it, but Capcom is just like, oh yeah. So they probably designed it, and then whoever had this or had the idea, and then basically asked another company to do it.
Yeah,
and for them to get credit, they put that at the beginning of it.
Well, kudos to you people, because you guys knocked it out of the park. What a great remake, graphically. Gameplay wise, because it's been updated with modern controls.
What is Call of the Wild?
Oh my God! So Jarrett, actually, you would like to hunt, and I know that you've probably gone hunting in your life.
No, I haven't. I want to hunt.
Okay, so there is a game that our good friend Al Peppers had me down.
That's what he's talking about. You don't need to reiterate what was said in chat.
Oh, okay, all right. So thank you, Al, for getting me yelled at. So anyway. So all you do, apparently, according to Mr. Peppers, is you hunt various animals.
Oh, didn't we talk about this before?
Maybe like a while back. Yeah, I think possibly.
Maybe like a month or so ago.
But he's having me download it because it's on Game Pass right now, and I am later on supposed to go hunting with Mr. Peppers, and how this is going to transpire.
The only thing for me is like you're using a controller. You're not really.
Well, I know it's a simulation, obviously, but I am not intrigued by it by any means. But he is like begging me to play this.
Is it similar to like the Red Dead, like Red Dead Redemption 2 when you're hunting in that?
Well, I don't know. I haven't played it yet. I would think so. But you have a lodge, okay, and you basically go out and there's 5 different zones, and you just go out and hunt for rarity, and there's certain ways, just like in Red Dead. To get the pellet from the animal. Pelt, excuse me. Pellet. Pew, pew. Bang. And so that's essentially what it sounds like to me, but you can ride ATVs apparently and, I guess feel like a real American while you do it. So I am going to check this out a little later on this evening and probably be bored out of my mind doing it when I could be playing the awesome Resident Evil 4 remake. It's really fun. I know you're not a Resident Evil guy, but it's a really great game.
Nah. I don't like much of anything that these days, I guess.
Well, I mean, that's
I like shit. You know what? I think I'm so focused on really just trying to get a fucking solid set together. I don't know. I just would rather watch stuff about comedy and just just study the craft more.
Yeah.
Then I don't know. It like that's really what's interests me right now. So like most games aren't really doing it for me. Yeah. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, I know you probably won't get it anytime soon, but at the end of the month, the new Star Wars game comes out. Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
I'm not getting it. I didn't finish the first one.
Oh, you didn't finish it?
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
because that shit's long, bro. That game is long as fuck.
It is actually pretty. There's, I think, 5 planets total.
Yeah, and it takes you fucking. It took me probably 2-3 days to get past the first planet. Not the first planet. Yeah, the one where you're like you go into that temple and then the guy fucking
Yeah.
talks to you. Yeah, that shit took me forever.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's a pretty long, I would say, regular campaign-wise.
And it's
Maybe
fun at the beginning, like when you have a lightsaber and you're playing around with the lightsaber. Then they start adding a bunch of extra shit that you can do, and it's like,
You mean like the wall running and things like
yeah,
that?
I'm like, bro, like I just want to fucking fight and get through the game. I don't need a bunch of fucking, I don't know, wild fancy shit.
Yeah, well,
I want to fucking force push some shit or.
Well, yeah, you can definitely. You got to build your Jedi skills to do that stuff.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
it's got. I don't know. You just got too fucking complicated.
Yeah.
For my taste, I should say.
Well, we'll see. The new game looks very promising, so hopefully it's an upgrade from the original. I would like to think most sequels are, for the most part, when it comes to games. They add something, but add a layer to if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing. But maybe
is that who G-Man is?
Who?
I'm just thinking. Somebody said dementia checking in, and I had a joke that I came up with because somebody that comes to the show, Kevin, he had never heard of Wu-Tang.
Really?
Yeah. He was like, who's that? Because me and one of the other comedians had the same shirt on. Like, he had a Wu-Tang shirt on, I had a Wu-Tang shirt. And I was like, oh, fuck. And he was like, what is that? Some kind of blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you've never heard of Wu-Tang Clan? And then I started naming off all the RZA, the Jizza, blah, blah, blah. And in your case, the 10th, whatever, dementia.
Dude, wow, he's never heard of them.
Never heard of Wu-Tang.
That's kind of crazy.
It is to me. And somebody else said that. Like, we were going to their birthday party later. She said the same thing. I was like, the fuck are you talking? You guys are lying.
Yeah, you have to be lying.
There's no fucking way you've never heard of Wu-Tang Clan.
And then you have.
I mean, I get it. You might not know their entire catalog, but everybody's fucking heard of Wu-Tang, bro. They're the hip hop Beatles, bro.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're having a '90s themed party and don't know the most influential group
Yeah.
potentially.
Yeah, to come out of that shit. No, it is the most
Yeah.
influential group to come out of the 90s as far as hip hop.
Wu-Tang is
I
forever.
mean, because we're not counting like Backstreet Boys and all that.
No, that's not a group. Well, it's a group. That's a boy band.
That's a group, motherfucker.
Did you ever sing the Backstreet Boys, Jared?
Did I ever sing it?
Yeah, did you ever sing it?
I'm sure I sang whatever popular song was out. I don't know much beyond that. I never bought their music.
No, neither have I. I was just curious. What about, are you a fan of NSYNC? Do you like to say bye?
I don't like none of those fucking.
I'm sorry, I did that.
Yeah, don't ever do that again.
I felt
I'm glad I switched the camera.
Yeah, because nobody wants to see that.
No.
They're like, oh, drinking that.
Or hear that.
Yeah, I did say it in a very feminine manner. I apologize.
Yeah, see, Epic said he only listens to country and he's heard of Wu-Tang.
Yeah, exactly. I would hope
Wu-Tang Clan
so.
ain't nothing to fuck with.
Not to be fucked with. I like to say that. It's for the children. It really is. But I guess...
Well, it was back then.
Just saying. But since we were, discussing Star Wars and the lightsabers and all that stuff, I know that we had briefly spoken last night about this week's episode.
I agree. Don't let the Beehive hear you say that, though, Al. He said Beyonce sucks. I was like, she's pretty bad. I mean, she's all right. She's not... I don't know.
I'm not a big fan of hers either.
I'm not gonna fucking fall all over the fucking floor. She's hot as hell, but I just don't get down with her. I won't go out and buy it.
Is it when I hear her music, I immediately think of, oh God, what is it? Just a bunch of middle-aged girls going crazy and just, I don't know, living their best life kind of shit. I don't know. It's weird. Does that?
How many fucking cliches can you use in one sentence?
I don't know, but maybe.
And middle-aged girls. What do you consider middle-aged?
I don't know what I'm trying to say, Jared. I'm going to continue to talk like this the rest of the show. I don't know. It's not a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I just think of
guy.
I just think of certain.
I'm not repeating that.
It's probably not repeatable. And if it is, it can't be done on this show. I don't know. I just think of spoiled bitches. I don't know.
I don't either, Al. I don't either. Because there's just some things that, like, I don't know. I think it's funny, and he won't get it, and then He said, "I don't know how you do a podcast with Richard."
Well, I don't know how
he was like,
fucking,
"I could never."
Well, he has a hard enough time playing fucking video games with me, let alone sit
Oh,
around.
no, I agree.
Try to like, what are you doing, RJ? Why did you do that, RJ? Like, oh my god, dude! Like every day for like ever. It's the worst. I literally get off of work. I deal with disgruntled people all day about their vehicles. I come home, want to play.
Yeah,
Xbox.
I know. You fucking tell me about the fucking shit.
Yeah, and then I get home and it's like, oh, I can finally relax and play video games, and I got a disgruntled Canadian yelling at me. Like, what are you doing?
Well,
What
first of
about-
all, that's an oxymoron. There's no such thing.
as a disgruntled Canadian?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know.
They're just too nice.
No. They are. I mean, we know a lot of nice Canadian people. They're also heavy drinkers and just, good Lord, they are. Maybe that's why they're so nice.
But they ain't Americans.
Not American. Are you an American? No. I'll tell you a story of Jared.
Best thing to come out of Canada is Jim Carrey.
Yeah. I totally agree with Jared's statement. And next to Jim Carrey, it would be Wolverine. And that's about it. Even though he's not a real character.
Yeah, you've said that before.
I'm just saying. I'm not lying. It's the truth. It's a universal truth that we all know. And I am completely okay with that.
Cause y'all are having a whole conversation. I can't. That's why the chat is up on the screen. If you want to hear what they're saying in the chat, just look over here. In this section right here.
Yeah. You just read what they're saying. It's probably inappropriate, and it probably has a lot to do with Bud Light. So I drank Bud Light last weekend after the show, and I didn't feel any different. I did look at it funny for a second. Not that I care.
Wait, what are you talking about?
So when I ended up going to a local place, for those who don't live in the area.
Back. No, just get to what you were talking about.
Well, I ordered 2 Budweisers when I was out in Arlington. And they're like, oh, we've only got Bud Light. And, the strobe lights are going off. And that's how you know you're old, folks, is when they're going. Dude,
y'all went to like a place.
Yes. Like,
fuck that. Are you talking about last weekend?
Yeah.
Fuck that. I knew. I was like, nope, I am not going.
So I'm glad I brought that up. Let me tell you how you know you're starting to get a little older or up there when you go out to
you're
do
there.
so.
That's how, look, no, this is how you know when someone says they're going to a place and you're like, I'm not going. That's when you know you're old.
Yeah, so I went. So I got into an Uber, right, with 2 of our friends, 3 of our friends.
Your first time ever, huh?
What? Actually, in an Uber? In terms of no. So got an Uber, rode out to a local spot here, not too far from us, and they have 2 floors. In this bar, this establishment. The lower half is the bar. And then upstairs on the second floor is this giant dance.
What was
room.
the name of it?
It's Don Tito. Just went to Don Tito.
Oh, fuck no.
So
Nope.
So you're getting old. So we get there. They wanted me to come. I was like, sure, I'll go. I might as well. It's Saturday night.
You know you're getting old when you're 10 years older than all the people that are actually there.
So yes. So this is my first. So we walk inside.
Probably older than that.
And so we walk inside. And, it's a nice little crowd on the first floor and everything. And, the girl's like, oh, we got to go to the bathroom. So the other guy that was hanging out with us, he's like, I'm going to use the restroom too. And I was like, oh, fuck it, I'll go as well. So go into the bathroom. And granted, I haven't been to this place in many years. Okay. I forgot that there's a guy that sits in the bathroom, to put soap in your hands and dry them for you.
Did you tip him?
I didn't have any cash. I even said something to him.
Nobody has fucking cash.
I didn't know what to
I don't know how them motherfuckers make money. Somebody's going to see what they need to start doing is get a fucking square in that bitch. The little card reader they can swipe with their phone.
Yeah, I'm cool with that, man. I even told him while I was taking a piss because it was a very small bathroom.
That's fucking okay. That's disturbing.
Well, he was.
I ain't got no money for you, man.
Dude, I felt bad.
Why your fucking dick's in your hand?
If you say it like that, yes, it's weird. I mean,
what do you mean? If I say it like that, that's what it actually was.
Yeah, it's all about context. So I was using a urinal.
Okay,
dude, the bathroom was like from like the blue, like our little sound carpet over here to like the wall right there. It wasn't very big at all. And so I'm taking a piss, and I was like, "Hey," I was trying to make I didn't want to be awkward, but knowing me, I was probably being awkward, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, "Hey, man, busy night for you?" He's like, "No, young man, this and that." And I was like, "Hey, man,
God,
yeah." He was an older gentleman,
clearly.
And I was like, "Hey, man, I got no money for you." He was like, "Oh, it's my pleasure to serve, sir," and like doing all the extra shit. So and then I turned
because he's playing for the other people that's in there.
Yeah, I get it. But so I turn around to go wash my hands. He's like, "Here." So he puts the soap in my hands. I wash them. He dries them off. And then I look down at the sink area. This guy's got like 50 bottles of different cologne, like creams, and a huge box of condoms.
Wait. 50 bottles of what?
Like cologne
Okay,
and
there you
different
go.
creams.
You didn't say it right the first time.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's like cologne.
Everybody's like, "Colololo."
No.
Yeah, that's what they all do.
I know, but
It's a whole spread, my friend.
I know. And then I just looked at this giant box of condoms and I was like, oh my God. I just started laughing. I was like, this is where all the young people are. So
Well,
I get out of the bathroom.
you don't get out much, Bert, do you? Is that the first time you've ever seen?
No, fuck no.
Oh, okay.
No, it's always funny when I see it. It's just like, well, they got you all squared away, so you don't have to stop it, in your endeavors, so to speak. So we go upstairs and we get to the dance room.
When did that become a thing?
What, put like condoms in bathrooms?
Oh, bathroom attendant at the club. Because I feel like I've been going to the club I haven't been in a while, but my formative years when I was going to the club.
I like that, formative years.
There wasn't a guy in there. And then somewhere along the way, a guy started being in there.
I don't know. Maybe it is to make it seem more of an upscale establishment, even though it's full of drunk.
Maybe. I don't know.
So we go upstairs, and immediately I was like, I hope we're not here long. Because the music, dude, this room is fucking packed, okay, with people. Like I was like a sardine in this motherfucker.
And that's why I knew I wasn't going to go.
And so we, get through this crowd of people, get to the bar, and maybe about 30 seconds after walking in the room, the fucking strobe lights started going off like crazy, dude. Dude, and I was looking around. Dude, that's exactly what was happening. I'm not remotely even lying. And I was just kind of like fist bumping a little bit, dude. And I was just like fist bump. I was like, well, I don't want to be awkward, even though I was probably making myself awkward.
I wish I had video of that.
I got some pictures.
No, that's not the same.
Dude, but I was just kind of like, fist bumping. I was like, yeah, I'm cool. Like, I felt like the uncle at the barbecue, like that. Everybody's like, just like the old
uncle.
Yeah, they're like the weird guy. So there's fucking strobe lights are going off, Jared, and I'm not going to lie, I thought I was going to have a seizure like 6 times. Like, I was looking around, and it was like,
Hold on.
Dude.
How the fuck? This is what I need to understand about you. How do you go to a place like that when it's packed with sardines and be perfectly fine, but you can't go to a fucking NASCAR race without losing your fucking mind?
Hold on. There's a lot of variables that go into that. There's a lot.
Please let us know.
I will let you know off the camera, sir.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I will let you know off the camera because it's none of your people's business.
Fucking smoking them tweeds. That's what it was.
Dude, let me tell you this. If I had smoked before I got into that place, I probably wouldn't be sitting here today doing this show because they probably would have had to drag me out with foam coming out of my mouth. Dude, there was like white.
Wait. So doesn't that tell you something about you're getting older? So maybe we just doesn't react the same with your
those fucking
brain chemistry the way it used to?
Those strobe lights weren't fucking with my brain chemistry. I was looking around and I was like, what the fuck? If I had done if I was tripping on some crazy drug like acid or something like that, I probably would have thought I was in like a movie or something. And so the fucking strobe lights are going off and I'm trying to, and it's loud as shit in there. The room is like vibrating. Okay. And I lean over and, somebody I was with was like, what do you want? I was like, yo, let me get a Budweiser. And then they passed me a Bud Light, and they were like, I was like, oh, my God. And we had just talked about
Wait, what do you mean, oh, my God? Please go into this. I don't even know what the big deal about this.
No, I don't think it's a big deal either.
Dylan Delaney or whatever?
Yeah, the transgender person is now being sponsored by Bud Light. And,
and people are flipping out.
Yeah, people are flipping out about it. I've never been a Bud Light fan. I like Bud Light Platinum. I think that's
fucking horse trash.
It's 6%. It's not terrible. I'll drink it if it's there, but
bro, that's the bottom of the barrel.
I don't like Bud Light. I've never have. I've always
I didn't say you had to like it. I'm just saying. I just want to know what the fucking exact, because I kept hearing the name and Bud Light, and I was just like, fucking. And then I found out, now that you tell me that, it's like, who fucking cares? Like, you're not. If you don't want to drink the shit, don't drink the shit no more.
Yeah, and people are out there. The same thing they were doing with everything else they boycott nowadays is they were like
The
crushing
motherfuckers
cans.
boycotted the fucking Clydesdales at the fucking game. Remember we went?
Yeah, that was those people were weird and they should. Oh, God, that annoys me.
That woke shit, bro.
It's what did it go? What is it? Go woke, go broke, or something like that.
I don't know. I guess.
But apparently, and we don't have to look this up, but Bud Light in the last week and a half or two has lost like a ton of revenue, apparently, due to this labeling the cans with rainbows and all this additional shit. So anyway, they passed me a Bud Light, and I kind of laughed, and I was just like,
it had a rainbow on it?
No.
Oh.
No, it was in a bottle. I think all the decorative stuff is just on those tall boy cans, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And I just kind of chuckled because we were talking about it, and everybody's like, ew. So I was like, man, fuck it. I mean, I don't really have room to say, hey, I don't like this beer. I mean, I'm in a room with probably 200 people, and it's shaking. So I drink it, and I'm thinking like, man, people really like this as a beer. And I know you can say that because I'm a Budweiser drink, and you're going to be like, well, you drink Budweiser, and that tastes like piss anyway.
Well, Budweiser, it tastes better than Bud Light. It has more taste.
Yeah, and so it's just...
But if I'm going to drink a light beer, I'm going to go Miller Lite because it has more taste than...
Yeah, exactly.
Both of them.
So I'm sitting there, and I'm drinking it, and I'm like, man, everybody's... And it kind of occurred to me in the middle of me doing my fist bump, okay? I was like, man, everybody's tripping. Like, I was like, well, I think they're tripping. I was like, everybody's pissed off about this awful beer. It's not good beer. It's just not.
Because people always... Here's what I think it is. I think when people don't have any direction in their life, they find stuff to be pissed off about. So they feel like they have some kind of direction.
I mean, I think that's
not so much direction.
Purpose?
Things, purpose. Yeah. Things to do other than fucking worry about who's drinking what and why.
Yeah, it's so random. I mean, at the end of the day,
that's like
I don't care.
Who's worrying about who's sucking dick and who isn't? Like,
oh my God! I drank this beer. Now I'm gonna suck a dick. That doesn't happen. Okay. I mean, well,
whatever that was, definitely is not going in there. Oh God. Oh no, I can't even put that. No, that's.
Is it from our good pal Epic?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure it's. I'm sure.
I feel where you're going there, but. That's not going on Twitch.
Yeah, I never, but yeah, it's like I've never drank a Bud Light and immediately was like, oh, I want to go out and do flamboyant things. Yeah. You know what I mean? I've never been a fan of the beer, so I just don't get it. It's not a big deal. It's really not. What I was gonna say is though, but you're getting old, and so I'm still. Fist bumping and everything. I did it for a good about 3.5 minutes. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh, they can't see my face right now. But keep going.
But then I realized that I was the soberest person there after about 20 minutes, and I was like, oh, these people have been drinking for a while. Yeah,
but y'all got there late, didn't you?
Well, we got there late, and I didn't drink last week until we started doing the show, and had maybe a beer or two across the street. So I was fine. But the people I was with, one of them had apparently been out since 2 p.m. in the afternoon, drinking all day. The other person, I don't know their tolerance whatsoever because I've never hung out with them. And then a good friend of ours was with us as well. And she was just 2 sheets to the wind. And I basically had to...
You were the babysitter, sir.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
That was the other reason I was like, nope.
So I knew that the entire time I was sitting in the car because, and I felt bad for our Uber driver, the guy that took us there. Shout out to that gentleman, Farquad or whatever his name was.
He'll never see this.
He'll never see this is right. So is obviously an older.
Wait, what did you say his name was?
I think like Farquad or something like that.
That's the name of the dude from Shrek.
Right, yeah, Lord Farquad. Yeah. So we got this.
Actually,
older.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Got this older Middle Eastern guy shuttling us. So hold on, folks. And I get in the car, and when I go outside to get in the Uber, he thinks it's just me. And I was like, hey, can I sit in the front seat? He was like, yeah, sure, no problem, my friend. And then the rest of everybody comes out, and he got just kind of like quiet real fast, and he was like, oh, I'm shuttling drunk people around. Well, he should have known because he's picking up at a bar.
Well, yeah. First of all, you're an Uber driver on a Saturday or whatever. Yeah, I guess that was Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday night in the DMV.
What the fuck you think you're doing?
So the three other people I was with cram in the back seat, and we're riding. We're going down 95. I'm like talking to the guy a little bit, and one of the young ladies we were with, she was like, "RJ, does he have an aux cord?" And I was just like, "Oh my god,
See, I would not have tolerated any of that,
dude." So the gentleman was reluctantly nice enough to let her plug her aux cord in. Mm-hmm. And so we just
usually they do that.
Yeah, but we just start blasting music, right?
Yeah.
And they're like in the back, obviously all two sheets to the wind before we even get there. And I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be a long night, right? Mm-hmm. But I was like, hey, I'm here for the good time, not a long time. Fuck it. But I could tell our Uber driver was so annoyed just by them just being like, well, doing all the extra shit in the back seat.
The drunk white girls.
That's exactly what was happening.
Yeah.
And when we finally got here, he was like, we're here. And I was like thinking, thank God, this guy probably fucking hates us, right?
And then he probably picked up two more that was just like that.
Yeah. And so he just seems so annoyed. And so we're there for maybe an hour and a half, okay? I'm pretty much blind at this point from looking at strobe lights for 90 straight minutes, doing, my fist bump. Okay. That's my thing now. I'm fist bumping all the time.
Get back to your fucking story.
And so we're leaving, and I like, hey, we got to go. Like, it's time for us to go. Like, everybody's had a little too much fun. So one of them ordered an Uber. And granted, I was with another gentleman who kind of disappeared, right? Mm-hmm. So we go downstairs, we get away from the giant crowd of people. One of our friends, unfortunately, stumbles, have to help them up. Get in the Uber, and I'm looking around, and I was like, wait, where's so-and-so? They were like, just leave him. And I was just like,
oh my God.
I was like, oh shit, but they were already kind of past the point of no return. Mm-hmm. So I was like, yo, I can't wait for this guy. So she was like, leave him, and I was like, all right. So we get in the Uber.
I need to know names afterwards.
Yeah. And so we get in the Uber. Second guy comes to pick us up. Elderly guy. Dude, Jared, this guy had to be like 70 years old. And I think he was drunk. I'm not even going to lie. Because he was driving he was probably driving 20 miles an hour because he was old. But I think he was drunk too. But he was cool as shit. And I was just talking to him. And then maybe 3 minutes of being in the Uber, the young lady that told us to leave the other gentleman there, she was like, where's so-and-so? I was like, she was like, turn around. I was like, nope, we can't do that. Because it's unfortunately located on a very busy street.
Yeah.
This establishment. And so we start riding home. This gentleman, if you guys have ever lived in a certain area.
Doesn't matter. Keep going.
He had a bulletproof glass in between his front and back seat to separate.
How do you know it was bulletproof?
Well, I don't know if it was it was just a divider.
That was probably from COVID, and he probably just never took it down.
Oh, that's a good point.
During COVID, when I did ride in some Ubers, there was a couple people who had like dividers to keep the shit from.
Okay, so I think more or less that's a good point.
Yeah.
But regardless,
because I doubt he has the money to put bulletproof glass in his fucking Uber car.
Dude, this thing was like old. Dude, when it pulled up, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I was like, highly doubt he has that kind of money.
But anyway, he was a cool cat, man. I was talking to him. He was a local guy. He was like, yeah, my grandson plays basketball for this school and this. And, he was a cool guy, but I swear he was drunk. And then one of the young ladies we're with, she was like, RJ? And then she starts touching the glass and all. She was like, what is this? I was like, well, it's for protection. She was like, oh my God. And then proceeded probably 10 seconds later to just black out, just pass out in the backseat, right? So we get to our destination where I had left you earlier in the evening. Mm-hmm. And sure as shit, the moment I walk in the door, you know who's standing there? The guy that we had left at the fucking...
oh, yeah, because he probably dipped out before. He probably left before...
And I just started laughing. And I was like, bro, I'm so sorry. He was super cool about it. He was like, no, I know. He was like, we had to get him out of there and whatnot. But that was my last Saturday night being a chaperone, almost going blind, drinking Bud Light, wondering why people are up in arms about it, and almost having a seizure in the process.
Yeah, look, as soon as I hear somebody say, as soon as I heard Arlington, I'm like, no. Nope, not this guy.
We don't do that anymore, folks. I had fun. I mean, it was a good time. I mean, but at the same time, it's like, man, you just feel old in an environment like that. I had no reason to stand on my hands and start shaking my ass or anything like that. Not that I would do that.
Okay, thank you.
I would not do that, folks. I would not do that. But it's just like, yeah, you know, it's like we're here, like been there, done that kind of thing. And it was cool. I had fun. But
it's good to do every so often. But that's why, like, I think as you get older, you start to find places like that, but with people that are your age. That's why we started going to the waterfront so much, because you get a mixture down there of people, but for the most part, people who are younger aren't going to have the kind of money to be out and
on the water,
a place like Sequoia or Nick's.
Yeah,
I mean maybe Nick's, but their food is expensive. So like, and they're both outside for the most part. So it's like that's a cool environment in the springtime for older people to go to and enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
Similar to a club, you still get dressed up like you're going to a club. I mean, some people wear Papa John's outfits there, but
hey, man, they let me in, didn't they?
No, they didn't, because it was outside, so they didn't let you into anything.
Well, I walked up those steps from outdoors to the more outdoors.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're like, you delivering a pizza?
And
like,
that's because
I'm here to party.
That's because we knew people there.
It's like, this guy got food? No, I'm here to party. You know, like,
Food. I was a wild man.
and dude, what did he say now?
He said, "RJ, I'm eating strawberries. Lick."
Dude, you're such a fucking weird. Imagine sitting in my room at night alone, listening to this guy talk to me.
As you rub your fucking penis.
No, I don't rub my fucking penis talking to a guy from Canada. That's it's fucking weird. You gotta make that a clip. That's
definitely a clip.
But I don't do that. No, I remember one of the first things this guy said to me when I've met him years and years ago. I think he said some shit along the lines of like, he was like, I'm sitting in my bed naked and I just took a dump. And he was like, and then my sheets are white or something like that. And I don't know, the way he said it, it was fucking hilarious.
What?
He basically said he was sitting in his bed naked after taking a shit. Mm-hmm. And he said, all my bed sheets are white. Like his shit's getting all over the sheets or something. Like, I don't know, the way he...
His bed sheets are white? They're supposed to be white.
No, I mean, what kind of sheets do you have? White sheets?
What the fuck are you talking about?
I mean, mine are blue.
Okay, well, that's fine. Well, the assumption is most people, sheets are usually white.
This is true.
You can get different colors, obviously, which is a pain in the ass when you try to wash them, because then the ink and the dye shit gets all over.
Yeah, and then they start to fade too.
Yeah, so that's why people just get white. It's easier to clean.
Well, now I know. I'll let my mom know when I get new sheets for my bed. And my Power Ranger
I'm
sleeping
surprised you even have sheets on your bed.
Dude, you know, it's funny you should say that. For about 2 years, I slept on an air mattress.
Oh, I know.
Dude,
remember we used to do podcasts when you were still on your air mattress?
Hell fucking yeah, dude.
With that one lone fucking Joker poster in the
Dude, that's still the only piece of... No, actually, what I did is because I was looking around my room, which is basically the size of a bathroom stall.
Ain't that small.
No, it's a little bigger than that. But I hung up like some Steelers stuff, and then my sister made another painting. My sister's very talented when it comes to painting and stuff. She's got some pretty cool shit. I'm going to have her paint you something. I think you would like it. Or to hang down here. What I was going to say is...
Wait, who's this?
My sister.
Oh, what the fuck? What's she been doing all this time? Like,
I mean, she just doesn't... I didn't really even think about it. But the one piece of wall art that she painted, I have basically 3 pieces now in my room.
Mm-hmm.
She painted one of them. It's like half Batman, half Joker.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty dope.
Can she do like caricatures?
I can ask her. I mean, she's pretty good at that stuff, to be honest with you. I mean, just doing it freehand. I mean, it looks good. The whole time we've been needing art, and we got an artist right upstairs. I can't believe it.
Yeah, well, I want to get some caricatures of like me and you.
All right, I'll talk to her. She's probably home right now,
or maybe. Well, then we'd have to pay her.
We don't want to give you all bread.
I can't afford
I actually saw that lovely young lady last night.
Were you with the shooters?
For about a half hour.
She was working?
Yeah.
I didn't even know she still worked there.
Well, she was, I said hi and, got caught up with her. She recently moved somewhere and she's been, doing a bunch of stuff. But I was like, hey, we still got your stuff up on the wall, and I'm like, thinking discount, like in my head. But shout out to you. You are super awesome. Thank you for always being super.
She'll never see this.
I know. But years from now, when they stumble across it in the lost library of podcasts, they are going to find this. And they're going to be like, I knew I liked that guy for some reason. And it's going to be at that moment when they knew they fucked up.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be that day to me is going to be very.
Jared, I'm going to be wiping my ass with $100 bills.
That's going to be a very gratifying day when I'll be like, remember all that shit all those people were talking? And yeah, that's going to be a fucking.
Dude, if that happens, I feel like we should moon everybody.
You know what? I was offended by something somebody said. But it was two things. I got two things somebody said. Two different people. But we were talking about, I forgot how it came up. We ended up started talking about comedy somehow.
Okay.
And somebody was like, yeah, so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. He went to Hayfield. And then this person proceeded to say, yeah, he's a legit comic or legit comedian. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, motherfucker, what the fuck you think I am? I was like, fuck off. Like, I didn't say that, but it was just like, okay.
Did you give him the Jero pseudo chop?
No,
Pseudo chop.
I didn't do that. It was just something in my brain that came across. I was just like, that's okay. Well, shout out to you there, buddy.
Jared was like, you invite me over to your house. Fuck your couch. I could see you stomping on somebody's couch, dude.
Well, probably.
Yeah.
Then so I don't know if this person was drunk or whatever, but then this other person, I tried to say what's up, and they were like, "Oh, you were there for that." They were like, it was like, "You're always talking shit," and I'm like, in my head, I was like, I don't talk to you enough for me to talk shit to you. Second, that's what I do.
Yeah, like
what are you talking about?
Some people just, I don't know, man. They're all over the place.
If you know me, you know I talk shit. That's what I do. I'm a comedian. That's why. That's what we do. We talk shit.
Talking that S. Yeah, but again, different strokes for different folks, kind of thing. But it is what it is. It is what it is. We've got our Kessler.
You were there for that, right?
You know what? Now that you think it, was this last Saturday?
No, it was last night.
It may have been while I was talking to the person next to me. Or,
it was at the same time. Yeah.
Okay, so no, then I did not hear that. No.
I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't even talk to you enough. I was just saying what's up. But next time I won't say shit to your ass.
Yeah, you punk motherfucker. Yeah. Hey, Jared, can we get a motherfucker?
We dropping frames or something? What's happening here?
Are we loading?
I don't know what happened on that one. I think your fucking camera's stuck. Ew.
Ew. You can't look at me, but you can hear me.
Give me a second.
Here. Well, Jared works out those technical difficulties, folks. What I will say is that, as always, you can catch us anywhere you get your podcasts. That is Apple Music, Spotify, anywhere you can get audio. You can check us out. You can check us out Monday at 9 a.m. for the YouTube visual. And make sure you click that like button, comment, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your grandmother, tell your grandmother's dog, tell your grandmother's dog's friend, tell the Easter Bunny, tell somebody of importance. Please, it helps us help you. If that is not a good case, I don't know what is. I really don't, Jared. So
I don't know what happened to your camera.
Uh-oh. Do you think it came on? Oh, if it became unplugged, then,
I don't. It might have died.
Oh no. That's okay. That's going to be the freeze frame. Just the side of my head. I really do have a big ass head.
It's really not working.
All right. Well, Jared figures that out, folks. Let me pour my little bit of Coke and Kessler's. Shout out to Epic. Thank you, buddy. Al Pepper, shout out. Thank you, sir. Maybe do a little bit of hunting in the wild. Call of the Wild later.
I don't know what the fuck that never happened before.
Did you get it all? Yep. Yeah. Huh. Maybe a little bit of lag. Do you think
you can see if it by the light that's over there?
Okay.
See those white lights?
Yes, I do.
They were out just now. That's why I was like, did it just die on me?
No, because I know that's probably an expensive piece of equipment.
This one has blue lights. That one has white lights. They're the same camera, but different at the same time. Sorry about that, guys.
No. Don't apologize, Jared. You are working your magic, and that's what everybody's here to see. Your magic. You're a magic man. So, Jared, I know we got sidetracked just a tad bit with this week's episode of The Mandalorian, which is kind of the because this Wednesday is going to be the season finale already. Sad face. Okay.
Bullshit.
Yeah,
So
sad face.
Hold up. I think it's the series finale.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
They had been talking about that for a while.
Oh no.
Yeah, they said this was going to be the last season of Mandalorian. That was a while ago. Maybe they've changed it since then, but there is supposed to be, I forgot, one of those movies that they announced. It's supposed to be a Mandalorian movie, but it's not gonna be based around Din Djarin. It's just gonna be Mandalorians.
What I was gonna say is after last week's show, when you brought up that kind of Star Wars Expo that was announced last Sunday, when I was just being
a Star Wars Celebration. That's what it was.
Yes, that is correct. The Star Wars Celebration. So Sunday, when I had time to just be a lazy sack of shit, I looked it up. There is so much shit they're coming out with.
Yeah, I know. I saw
but I was just kind of going over everything that you had mentioned. I saw that the new 3 titles after, still featuring Rey and basically everything.
I don't really like. Can we be done with Rey? Like, can we get a new story?
I don't know what they're gonna. Well, yeah, I guess
it's just her bringing back the Jedi Order.
I'm excited, but I'm not excited. It's Star Wars fans are fickle. Is that the?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that's what it is. In this case, I just think for me, I don't want to keep. I want to hear about the cool shit. Like they are doing a series, The Acolyte.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be based on the Sith.
Yes, I did see that.
That's the shit. That's the shit I want to see because you don't get much about the history. You get all this history about Jedi, but you never get the history of the Sith and how they became. But I had to look it up on YouTube to fucking get a background story of how the Sith started. Like they weren't even all powerful beings. Like the Jedi. I don't know if the Jedi. Well, actually, no. One of those series is supposed to be when the Jedi became a thing too.
Yeah.
It might be both of them in the Acolyte. I don't remember. But anyway, yeah, I want to see more of that stuff.
So another thing, and I'll be 100% honest with you, I do too. I'm all for, the Darth Lord, all the bad shit. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. What I was going to say is what I did read as well, the very ever so popular Obi-Wan series that came out.
All right, hold on. Let me put this. He said it twice now. Al is the best Wraith in all of NA. I don't fucking know. I know what NA is. I don't know what the fuck Wraith is.
Dude, well, he's a bum. And he knows he's a bum.
Okay, well,
yeah.
Just so long as we clear that
As
up.
long as you get your reactive badge out, don't worry. I'm on top of it. When I wake up every morning, the first thought in my head is react.
Don't tell me that's a fucking not Valorant. What's the other one?
What, Apex?
Yeah, that's an Apex thing, huh?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
never mind.
Just saying.
Be the best in the EU and then holla.
Yeah, there you go. Holla, holla, holla. Oh shit, I fucking lost. Oh, so the Obi-Wan series, I guess Mr. McGregor is open to doing a second season for the show, but they're not.
I saw that.
Yeah, but they're not ready to commit to it yet. Do you think that show would benefit from a second season, or do you think the one standalone is enough? Because that thought came to my head.
I actually was thinking about that when I read that. I'm kind of in the middle. Because then, I don't know, I've heard people saying that they didn't like the Obi-Wan Kenobi series.
Why?
I didn't. I just, when I watch some of these Easter egg show, like the new Rockstar stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll hear, like, they'll talk about, like, people would say they didn't like certain things, or you'll hear he'll say certain, like, this person or this. Some people apparently didn't like this and blah blah blah. But he still he still looks at everything from an objective point of view.
Yeah.
He's just there to bring you the Easter eggs of the episode you just watched. And they have a new channel called it's New Rockstar's Deep Dive, and it's this shit. You'll like this shit. what they do is they go in, not just Easter eggs, but they'll go in and they'll give you like fun facts about certain movies.
I like things like that. I do, believe it or not.
That like during the time that they were making it, like they have. I watched both of them already, and they're like an hour and some change long. But I watched one on Back to the Future.
Oh, that reminds me.
Like
Go ahead.
when they did like throughout the whole production, and then all the stuff, like certain things that they had to reshoot because they changed actresses or just like shit you didn't think about when you saw the movie.
Yeah.
And then they did one on, and this is why I said you'll like it, because they did one on it's the fucking not Owen Wilson. God damn it. Not Inception. What's the other one? Interstellar.
Ooh.
They did a deep dive on Interstellar, and
that would be awesome.
Bro, it's fucking good.
Okay, because for those who haven't seen Interstellar, and
I'm going to bring this shit up again.
Yeah, here, pull that up. That is a fucking super awesome movie. It might fuck with your head the first time you watch it because there's a lot of crazy space shit in time.
You got to, if you don't study space shit, you're probably not going to get it the first time.
Seeing Matthew McConaughey cry brought a grown man to tears.
But that's one thing about that movie. They even talk about it in the deep dive. That movie was the physicist who was on there. He said, if you're gonna do this movie, because Christopher Nolan's brother wrote the movie, and then he couldn't make it or something, or somebody couldn't direct it, so they ended up bringing his brother ended up bringing Christopher Nolan in. So that's how he got it. And then the whole point of the movie was this theoretical physicist. He said, if you're going to make this movie, then you have to do it rooted within real physics. Yeah. So everything in that movie, as far as we knew as a physics at that time, the way the universe and space works and all that shit is all factually true. Down to the way they had to develop, because they had to develop basically new technology for the film to create what a black hole would look like if you could see one.
That's pretty dope, dude.
Yeah, and that's actually how they were able to finally see a black hole through a telescope, obviously, and it's exactly the same thing.
Well,
I mean, not as clear, obviously, because it's so fucking far away.
I would like you to debunk something for me, if you don't mind. I guess I was told as a kid, and I might be. I think it's the same thing.
I feel like I know what you're about to ask, but if it is what it is, go ahead.
If I look into a telescope, obviously a telescope powerful enough to see a black hole, right? Mm-hmm. I was told that you could go blind from looking at it.
No, that's no.
I know that's the solar.
Looking at the sun.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay, no, the sun.
Bro, you ever tried to look at the sun?
I have. I have.
And then you try to put it through something that's magnifying it, the power of it into your eyeball. Yeah, you're burning your fucking retinas.
Yeah, so I didn't mean so much. Yeah, I just meant like the black hole. The sun, yeah, I know, but the
black hole, no, that's too far.
Yeah.
A regular telescope, you're not going to be able to see a lot of this stuff that they're able to see, like even the new one that's up, the James Webb telescope.
Jared was like, motherfucker, if you look into the sun, of course you're going blind.
Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about?
He was like, who is sitting next to me?
The James Webb thing that's up now basically was to kind of replace Hubble. Nobody even talks about Hubble anymore. Everything is James Webb now. But that uses, it has big reflective lenses so it can look so far away, but it also has other sensors like infrared sensors. They can look at, because different forms of light and energy give off different, you can see it differently through different variants of light. I'm not explaining that right. You can see different things through infrared than you can see with just normal light. And then what they do is they get those images and then they kind of do their work to it so it looks like what it would look like to the natural eye if you could see it.
That's dope, though. Still, regardless, just like whatever's in your imagination can kind of somewhat come to fruition, to speak.
Yeah, kind of. It's more complicated. I'm dumbing it down, but it's more complicated than that.
Oh no, I'm sure it's super complicated. Yeah. I mean, even the movie itself, when I was watching it for the very first time, it's like, man, I'm loving this, but some of the shit that's coming up on the screen, I wish I had a better understanding of it, and how it worked. And we can't forget that epic camo by. Well, actually, I don't want to give it away. But that movie's like 10 years old now, almost.
Something like that.
Yeah, that movie's been.
Oh shit! Turn up.
Oh.
Shut up.
Oh, I don't want copyright infringement.
No, but plus, so yeah, they.
Oh, I see the third one right there.
Yeah, that's the big run. Hold on, let me put this so everybody can see. Your camera just went out again. Look.
Yeah, the lights did go off. Does this thing? I know it's plugged in, but does it have a battery in it too? By any chance?
No, it's plugged in. The power comes from here.
Okay. My camera doesn't want to look at me today.
We had fucking.
I am too handsome for the camera to work properly. Jared, I demand more high-quality imagery.
Shut up.
Okay. But I'm just saying, maybe that's what's happening. We don't know. Here, let me kind of wave at it. I'm trying to see if the lights would come back on. See, folks, this is what happens when you do live entertainment every week. You sometimes have to deal with things on the fly. Speaking of flies, there's a lot of those things coming around this time of year because it's spring and the summer. It's going to be hot, sticky, and they're going to be on your walls and your balls, baby. Woo! Sorry. Just trying to.
Yeah, don't do that again.
Yeah, I do my thing. So, that actually made me think, kind of going back to video games while you work on that for everybody listening out there. There is a game on Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass, if you're an Xbox user, that came out, I think, around November, that I had recently downloaded last week. And it's made by Jump Ship Entertainment. Some of those people are responsible for working with the company known as Playdead, who were responsible for making the hit indie games Limbo and Inside. I'm a big Limbo and Inside fan. Those are just very cool games to play. And so this game that I played this past week is called Somerville. Essentially, there's no dialogue in the game. It's open to interpretation. So you're basically a guy living with his family in this mountainous region, in your house, and then aliens invade the Earth, and you get separated from your family, and you try to find them. Now, throughout the course of this game, you are running into monsters, aliens, quote unquote, and then sometimes even being saved by some. And then you eventually reunite with your family, and the end of the game, and I'm not giving any spoilers away. It's a relatively short playthrough. I would say it's probably a 3-hour-long game, if I had to guess, depending on your skill level with certain puzzles. And it has multiple endings of and they're open to interpretation. There's no dialogue whatsoever in this game. So I enjoyed it. I don't think I enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed Inside or Limbo. But I like stuff like that because it just keeps you guessing. It's like, well, maybe they're doing this, or maybe this is what this is. Is this good? Is this evil? Are you good? Are you evil? Kind of thing. But a really cool, fun little playthrough. If you get the chance to play it, Somerville on Xbox Game Pass, I highly recommend it. And if you haven't played Limbo or Inside, I highly recommend both of those games as well.
Motherfucker.
Absolutely. Oh, Jared is a genius, a technician.
You reiterate what game you were talking about just now?
The game I was just talking about is called Somerville on Xbox Game Pass. It's free to download if you're a Game Pass user or subscriber, I should say. A quick, nifty little playthrough. And it's just a different kind of game. It's not the norm for, I guess, today's standards when it comes to big shooters or battle royals and things of that nature, or a remake like Resident Evil 4 or Dead Space. Just a really fun indie game made by a relatively small group of people. So I highly recommend checking it out. The only thing I did not like about the game, and this is just a very small, I guess, quibble, if that's the right word, is the controls are a little janky. They're responsive, but not
and janky.
Yeah, well, that's the best way I could describe it. It just kind of, the controls drag a little bit, if that makes any sense. But that was like my only real complaint with the whole game. Otherwise, had some pretty cool puzzles. You get two little cool bracelets that help you melt things and then solidify them in order to solve these puzzles. And just a cool, nifty little game. So please check that out if you're an Xbox user and a Game Pass subscriber.
Oh, there's actually a place called Somerville. Oops.
Where is this at, actually?
I don't know.
That doesn't look... Duke Island Park. It looks like... Oh, New Jersey.
No, they're
Town in New Jersey.
Somerville, New Jersey. There you go. That game is based on Somerville, New Jersey. I'm lying. I don't know.
Well, I mean... Yeah, maybe. But regardless... Well... Maybe that aspect of it, because there is a kind of a city-like scene towards the end of the game.
It does say Jersey. Thank you, Londa.
What I was going to say is, I think indie games are obviously heavily slept on when you have super major AAA titles. There's a lot of cool little rare gems out there that people don't get to play, and something like that is definitely, if you have a free afternoon, don't know what to play, I would definitely check it out. In terms of like reviews, I didn't look anything up. If I had to give it on a scale of 10, I'd probably give it like an 8. Just for its difference in terms of just its story and everything. Nothing groundbreaking, but just a fun little playthrough. And I see Jared's got the a trailer up right here.
That game has been out since November.
Yeah. So I knew it's about 4 months old. Or 5 at this point.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, pretty nifty game. So I would definitely check it out, folks. Now that I think about it, for the time being, it is a timed exclusive for Xbox.
Oh, gotcha.
So for PlayStation users, I believe it will be coming out relatively here in the near future. And I don't know what kind of subscription you may have with your PlayStation. But if it's a free-to-play download, it's just a nifty little game, man. Nothing overly over the top, but it keeps you guessing. And some of the puzzles are, I will say there was one puzzle that kind of had me stuck. So check it out.
Londa said she enjoyed it, or I don't want to assume anything. They saw Schindler's List. Basically talking about the conversation we had last time.
Yeah.
So she saw Schindler's List. I have to admit something. I've never seen Schindler's List.
I've seen half of it.
I think, and you know what the funny part is? For some reason, this past week I've been looking for stuff to watch, and I finally watched it. Or I finally was like, I'm mixing two things together. Schindler's List came across my mind, and I was just like, I don't know if I'm ready for a heavy movie like that right now. I want something a little lighter.
Yeah, I got you.
So I just didn't get to it. I'll get to it though. But I did end up, because you asked me if I had talked about, if I had watched The Night Agent.
Yes.
Last time. Did you finish it?
I did. I have finished that series.
I finished. Oh yeah, we talked about it yesterday. I liked it. I thought the acting was hit or miss.
Yes, and I 100% agree with that.
It was a good concept. I liked the whole thing, but there were just some places I was like, this feels like a teenage
soap opera.
No, like a teenage true crime drama. It didn't seem adulty, if that makes sense.
No, you're right. It didn't have that Jack Ryan, Harrison Ford, clear and present danger.
No. I don't even want to compare it to those. I wanted it to have its own grittiness to it, I guess.
No, that makes sense. But I agree. I thought the premise of the show was great. But again, in certain parts, certain aspects, some of the writing in the way it was kind of portrayed was kind of like, I don't know about that. But then it would go into something else. And it's like, all right, you forget about it. But yeah, The Night Agent on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, please check it out. Not a bad watch at all. As it looks like there might be another season for it. Just saying. Coming probably 3 years from now, for all we know.
Season for what?
The Night Agent. I would think.
At the end? Yeah. I was wondering how they were going to do that. I didn't know if they were going to just keep it as one season. But then when they did, I wanted to see how they were gonna keep it going.
Yeah.
But again, it became off cheesy. It was a good. I liked the show.
Yeah.
I'm not saying by any means don't watch it. I'm just saying like there were just some things that caught my eye when I was watching. I was like, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah.
Like, what? Can you please?
Yeah.
With some of this.
Stay on the phone with me. Yeah.
No, it wasn't even that. It was just, I don't know, man. It just something like the camera angles for me weren't all there. I don't know. It was a couple different things, but yeah.
But
it was still a good show.
But I have made a priority, and I thought about it earlier. Especially this past week, I was finishing that up. I caught up with The Mandalorian. And the one thing I wanted to really start checking out, but I wanted to make sure I got all of it. I am, by this time next week, you have my word, we can talk about that show Beef that you were talking about. That was,
yeah, I watched it. I loved it.
Yeah, so.
That's the grittiness I was looking for. Have you started it yet?
No, because I didn't want to start. I didn't want to watch like one episode and then I'm like, hey, I started it, and you're gonna be like, where are you at? And then it's like, oh, I'm only like an episode in.
The thing with this Beef is an A24 film, and like apparently all A24 shit is like amazing. So I want to watch more of their stuff. It's just a production company that it is.
Well, regardless, because it's like I have this habit, and I have this habit of kind of putting off on shows and watching them like way later than
when they're not relevant anymore.
Yeah, exactly. So I was thinking as I was finishing The Night Agent, I was like, and then I saw Beef, and I was like, man, I got to watch this. Like, I have to. Like, not only for the sake of the show.
I think you're going to be upset that you watched
The Night Agent
first.
Well, the reason I only watched that first is because my sister brought it to my attention like maybe a week and a half before you even mentioned Beef.
Yeah, but they both came in the same. I thought they came out at the same time.
Well, they probably did, but I literally just went off of what my sister said, and then I think somebody at work, they were like, "Yo, have you seen this?" And I was like, "Nah." Well, two people told me, "Let me check it out," because typically all I do is I'll put on like old reruns of something of whatever and watch that or scroll on my phone before I pass out.
I got a question. Well, I'm not gonna have an answer to this question, Londa. But I keep saying Again, I don't know. The question is, best horror film in your opinions?
And best horror film in
I'm going to tell you right now, I don't watch horror films. Because I don't like the feeling of fear. So that's just me.
Ooh, that's a good one for me. Because there's a lot of ways you can look at horror films. Because, believe it or not, I'm actually a big fan of them. I know there's probably one out there that I haven't seen that is probably creepy as shit. But in terms of, depends on what kind of horror you want. Do you want like something that's just fucking scary? Do you want jump scares?
When you say horror,
yeah, I know what it sounds like. I know what it sounds like I'm saying, and I thought about that the first time. Horror. I can't say horror.
Okay, just go.
Yeah.
Go.
So anyway, scary movies. That's what I'm going to call them. Scary movies. My personal favorite, and I'm going to be super, super cliche about this, and don't shoot me. I am a giant Michael Myers fan, so I love the original Halloween, the first two. I just love the lore of Michael Myers and all that stuff. When I think of horror movies, I think of, Michael, Jason, Freddy, all that stuff. But then there's stuff that came out as I was getting older, like The Ring was very popular when I was in school.
Yeah. What's the other one? The Mist?
The Mist is a very good movie.
I think I've seen that.
Yeah, that's a pretty damn good movie. I know a lot of people aren't fans of it just because of the whole clown aspect. I don't find that movie particularly scary.
Why it's scary for those people.
But yeah, so people were scared by different things. When I go watch a Michael Myers movie, I know it's going to be like creepy, but he's going to be chopping people up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's what they were saying is scary instead of slasher.
Okay, so
there's one coming out that I saw, and I was just from the trailer that was on TV, and I was like, oh no, I'm definitely not watching that. There's a new one. I can't remember.
Is it the Pope's Exorcist? The one with Russell Crowe?
No, not the Russell Crowe one. There's another one.
Okay.
Oh no, you know what? I saw it when I was watching something on Twitch, and it came up, and I was like, oh fuck no, I am not watching that.
I hate to. I feel like I'm singling out like something in this aspect, but I feel like a lot of those like Asian, Japanese horror movies,
Okay.
that they come out. Hold
Those
on.
are Korean.
Okay, so I'm just very blatantly racist here on the Mad Scientist Live podcast.
No, you just don't think about what you're saying before you say it.
I don't know. It just in that demographic overall. Is that even worse?
That didn't help.
Can you cut that out, Jared, please? I really want us to get viewers for this show, not people. I don't
but
want to get
anyway,
it for the wrong reasons.
You're talking about the ones that recently came out.
Well, just anything.
What was that one that won all the awards? Not anything everywhere all at once. The one.
Oh, it's like a year and a half or so ago.
Yeah.
It is called shit. I know it's. Is it like Parasite?
Parasite. Yeah.
So I heard that. I haven't watched it.
No, me either. But again, like they actually do those type of movies very well,
and that's why I kind of. Well, it's like with The Ring. Like the reason I use The Ring is because when I was in middle school, high school, when that came out, I feel like that film at that time was kind of creating a new wave of horror movies. And, nobody, in my opinion, that movie's creepy. It's got an eerie setting to it. Does it scare me? There was a part in the film that scared the shit out of me, though. I legit, in the
jump
theater.
Scare. That's not the same.
But do you know what movie really fucking scares me? I won't even arachnophobia, dude.
It's playing on your fear that you already have.
So if there's a scary movie out there that I don't like that just creeps me out, it's definitely arachnophobia. I just don't like watching it.
Well, it's weird because growing up, Poltergeist was like the scary shit when I was a kid. I mean, then there was Freddy Krueger and all that shit, but like Poltergeist to this day. And I've watched it on TV plenty of times after. It used to scare the shit out of me. But that watching that movie made me not want to watch horror movies ever again. And I've seen some because I may have dated somebody who was into it or whatever. I just personally I don't get down with them like that. I like a good shoot 'em up, bang bang, or I like action. I like martial arts, obviously.
Oh, of course. Go figure.
Good story-driven movies.
Oh, that's always an A+ in my book. Thumbs up for that one.
And I'm trying to remember what the other one was. And visual movies, except for what was that one that J-Lo did? That was a horror movie, or considered a scary movie too.
Is it something recent or is it old?
No, that's old.
Oh, is it Enough? Is it the one with
no? It's very visually stimulating, I guess. Let me think.
See if you can pull that up. So since we're on that topic, I will say the one movie that when I was a kid that I was told I should never watch was The Exorcist. Now, granted, the day and age that film came out, and I have seen it, it is fucking creepy to say the least. But I understand for the day and age of when that film came out was a different time, because you realize when this movie came out in the 70s, nothing like The Exorcist had ever been done before. I mean, you're talking about an R-rated horror movie that's got a young girl who's possessed by a demon, vomiting goo shit, saying explicit shit.
Apparently, that movie fucked that little girl up.
I would think so, dude. I think she was only like 10, 12 years old when that movie came out.
I think she had problems after that.
And I will say the scariest part of that film is when she's going down the fucking stairs backwards, like on her hands and legs. That scared the shit out of me.
It's still scary these days.
It is obviously widely regarded as the The Cell.
God damn it. You always fucking ruin it before I...
Sorry, but...
Yeah, the name of the movie is The Cell. This movie fucked me up. And I was in the military and everything when this shit came out. This shit is scary as fuck.
Dude, this is a very odd movie.
Yeah.
It's very different.
But it's very visual. Like, it kind of had that...
She's so hot, dude.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
It had that... what's the name? What was the video producer's name back in the day?
What, was it Mr. X?
Mr. X?
No.
Video... music videos, bro.
No.
What the fuck?
Yeah, dude. What's
Not Mr. X. Mr. X was a different kind of video producer.
No. I'm not getting into that. Trust me, I know my difference in the X's. Trust me.
Clearly, you don't.
Oh, but we get to see J-Lo.
Okay, we're done with that
Sorry.
because you're going into a different.
I'm sorry. She's hot. What do you want? She's still hot.
Well, yeah.
But no, I remember. Do you know? I remember when I first saw this movie, my dad actually downloaded it, or not downloaded it. Oh, look at me just showing my age. He rented it off of pay-per-view when it came out from theaters.
Yep.
And I remember him watching it. I remember watching it with him because I've only seen it like twice. And I just remember at the end of the movie, my dad was like, "Well, that was fucking dumb." Like he was just not.
It wasn't dumb. It was just wild.
It's an odd movie. It's definitely different. No, but back to the Exorcist. That is considered the scariest movie ever made. Obviously, that's up to interpretation. It's again not a slasher. It's a suspenseful horror film. It's creepy, but yeah, for the day and age, I remember my dad telling me when he saw that movie in the theaters. And obviously, when you look to your dad,
Did he just ask us if J-Lo was hot? Did he put that? Okay, I can't with you right now, Epic.
No, please don't do that. I remember my dad saying when he told me this when I was a kid, and I think he was doing it to scare me. I was like, "Dad, like, what about this movie?" Because I saw it and I always heard about it. He was like, "No, when I saw that movie when I was like a kid, it scared the shit out of me. I didn't sleep for 3 days." Or like he just over exasperated and probably over exaggerated.
No, that movie is fucked up.
It's a fucked up film. I mean, she's got there's a lot of just not nice things in that movie whatsoever.
And I've never seen the entire thing. I've just seen pieces of it. Of course not. I just told you I don't like scary movies.
I'm just saying.
I don't like the feeling of fear. Like that feeling to me is not
Healthy?
No, it's just not a comfortable feeling. I every other feeling I'm cool with. Fear is one that I just don't fuck with.
And what I was going to say is,
like, I'm talking about like legit. If you've ever felt the legit feeling of fear, bro,
a good handful. Well, enough in my life to where I don't like it.
Yeah,
that
shit is bad.
Oh yeah, no. It sucks. I know. But what I was going to say is that film, I mean, even by today's standards, is still very disturbing to watch. But I will say, if there's a scary movie that fucks with me, again, it's arachnophobia.
This man is 5 sheets to the wind right now.
Who, me?
5 sheets.
I'm not 5 sheets. I only have 1 sheet.
What's the dumbest movie we've ever seen?
Dude, Where's My Car? Easy.
You said that.
Yeah, I
actually
fucking hate that movie.
I like that movie.
I just don't get it. I never understood the hype about it. It's one of those movies where I watch it and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. I just don't care. That's the dumbest movie I've ever seen.
I don't think that's fair. That's a fucking it's a funny movie. It is dumb, but that's the whole point. The whole point of that movie was to be dumb.
I get it. I understand that, but at the same time, when I watched it with my dad, because me and him were both very excited.
I feel like you were excited to see that?
Well, when I was a kid. It came out when I was like 11 or 12.
Bro, there's no reason for you to have been ever excited to see that movie.
I was like 11 or 12. It's like, oh, hey, Ashton Kutcher was on That 70s Show, which I'm a big fan of.
Wasn't that the Punk time? Was he on Punk'd already?
Very possibly, or going towards that way. But it's Kelso, dude.
I'm still thinking about my dumbest movie. So keep going.
No, but I just remember watching it with my dad, and I was pretty excited to see it. Not say I was like super pumped, like if we went to go see like Star Wars or something like that. But I was like, genuinely excited to see it. And me and my dad watched it, and we were like, "What the fuck was that?" Like, we just weren't impressed.
Yeah, because you guys went into it with way too much. Like,
I guess
you hyped it up in your own head.
I guess so, man. Because or you know what it was is I think some of my friends were hyping it up for me too. And
they were hyping it up because it was funny. But I think you went in expecting it to be like this fucking great.
I didn't expect it to be The Godfather.
Great fucking comedic theater masterpiece.
Okay, let me ask you this, since we're on this subject.
I'm still trying to remember what my dumbest movie ever is.
Well, I'm sure I've seen other. I'll tell you a really dumb movie, and I wouldn't even say it's dumb.
Just name it.
It's Charlie Wilson's War with Tom Hanks. Just very boring and bland. It's just
Don't
not a
remember.
good film.
I may have seen that.
Just not a fan of it. But I swear, Dude, Where's My Car is the dumbest film I've ever seen.
Oh, a Dutch film. Oh, you deep into the film stuff. New Kids Turbo.
That sounds so familiar
I've
to me
never
for some
heard of
reason.
Actually, some of the stuff that I've seen, like what was that show that came on Netflix a couple years ago? It was about Nordic. It was about Thor. I think we talked about it.
Thor?
Yeah, like the kid would he forgot he was Thor or something, and it was. And like his little brother was Loki, and then he turned bad, and then they were fighting these the Northmen. Was it the Northmen?
I mean, that would sound
But
appropriate.
anyway, a lot of those type of movies are good. Oh, you're Dutch. Oh, gotcha.
All right.
There's some good movies. They have some. I don't know any. I'm trying to think of dumb movies.
I will say, so while you think of a dumb movie,
shout out to the Dutch.
Yeah, shout out. Used to open Dutches and smoke out of them, too.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying, back in my day.
They might not know what the hell you're talking about.
I wouldn't be surprised, if that makes you any happier. Okay.
That's what's up. We got a viewer we got a viewer from Dutch country. What was it, Holland?
That's awesome. Dude, we're global.
I want to go to Amsterdam.
Dude, if we go to Amsterdam, we're getting fucking high as shit,
I'm
bruh.
going for the beauty of the city, sir.
I'm going for the beauty of the grassy knolls, bro.
I'm going for the beauty of the city.
I'm going to go there and then go into a brothel.
Netherlands. Oh, yeah.
I'll go into a brothel.
You know
off
what?
An edible.
Here's a question. I'm a big F1 fan. I'm assuming you're a Max Verstappen fan.
Who's that? Then ensue
He's like
Jared Rage.
He's like I'm not a fan of him. I'm a Lewis Hamilton fan, but he's probably the best driver in the world right now.
I think that's fair. So while you still think of that,
Oh, nice. That's what's up. She's
All
a
right.
bigger Lewis. Oh, they're a bigger Lewis fan.
oh, all right. So Jared's made a friend today, folks. Cheers to that. Oh, the camera. went out again.
The show has. Oh my God! You know what? I think you're hitting it.
This is my mic, though.
Yeah, but your feet I keep seeing that shit move. Hold on 1 second, guys.
Yeah.
RJ with his fucking foot again.
Me and my boots just stomping all over the place.
Might have to replace that camera.
Might have
Could
to
be my USB port too.
Might have to replace the whole goddamn thing. The whole thing, folks. Jared, since you can't think of a dumb movie for the time being, what is the funniest movie in your opinion? The funniest movie that you could watch it every time and it makes you laugh. And I know that's going to be tough because I'm a fan of comedy films too.
Watch it every time and it makes me laugh.
Well, or something that you just enjoy watching.
Friday.
Okay, that's a very acceptable answer.
I'm waiting for Bert Kreischer's film to come out. It comes out Memorial Day weekend. The Machine. If that does well, that's going to bring comedy movies back.
There hasn't been a good one in a long time.
There hasn't been any in a while.
Yeah, no, I understand. Well, I'm very biased when it comes to this answer. My favorite comedy film of all time, easy, is Ace Ventura, by far. Huge Jim Carrey fan.
Let me pull it up now so I don't forget.
I mean,
was it New Kids Turbo, right?
New Kids Turbo? That's the film. That sounds so familiar to me for some reason.
No, they were saying that it sounds it was the dumbest movie.
Let's see. Oh, it's a comedy action. Okay, so
I know a dumb movie. Now that you said comedy action, I like the movie, but it's still stupid at the same time.
Okay, that's fine.
Last Action Hero.
Okay, I think that's a good answer. That's a good answer. I mean, is there any Arnold movie that we don't like? Like, I mean, that you don't.
No, that actually was on TV today when I was at the barbershop. And I was like, I was sitting there thinking, I was like, I like this movie, but this fucking shit sucks.
Well, do you think that now just because you're older, and you can kind of see it for what it is?
No, it was dumb when I watched it. I saw it in the theater. It was dumb then too. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. I like the concept. I just think it was just poorly executed.
Well, that's Arnold. There are certain people you can't
No,
disrespect
because
them.
Twins was good.
Oh, I love Twins, dude.
Yeah, Twins is one of the best movies.
Dude, Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Can you get...
That's the reason I love white women, because of that one chick that he was dating, that Arnold was dating in there.
She's super hot.
My God.
So there it is,
fucking
folks.
young lad.
As a young lad here in the States, we saw Pompous Rumpa and we went right for it. But, well, we've learned a lot today on today's show, or learned a lot today on tonight's show, if that makes any sense. We know what Jared gets his white woman,
Okay, relax.
It's a joke.
Yeah, clearly, it's okay. I guess I'll give it to you.
All right,
I'll give it to you.
And we've got a friend.
Wasn't that funny?
And we got a friend across the pond. That's so cool. And soon to be Cuba. Just saying.
This guy with Cuba,
dude. I'm telling you, it's gonna save us one day.
Before we go, yeah, we got it. The next comedy show is at Shooters in Springfield. It will be on 420, bitch.
Woo! Bring your lighters, bring your drugs. Everybody.
That's what I said when I closed the show on Tuesday. I was like, just make sure you bring your edibles and your smoke.
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah, dude. That joint's gonna be like a fucking hot box.
Even the I already did the flyer. I changed a lot of stuff to green just so
good.
And I actually put 4/20 on there. So.
Hey man, you got to do it. And for those of you, since that is actually coming up here this week, make sure you smoke responsibly. All right.
Okay, it's not like alcohol.
It's not. It's not at all, dude. I swear, like I sit there and think sometimes, when we have our kind of like dry spells when we're just kind of chilling, taking it easy, and I think, what the fuck do we do? It's like, how do we live?
No, the question is, what do you do?
I don't do much.
I know,
Nah.
and that's. Remember we were talking about people without purpose.
Dude, I have a lot of purpose. Lately, I've felt, what the word for Wordle was last night? Agony. And that's what the word was. I was like, oh, this is so fitting right now.
See, the fact that that's your highlight of your week,
it's not the highlight of my week.
Problem.
Well, so when I got home last night after I hung out with you, I sat down and I turned the TV on, and I didn't really feel too much like getting on Xbox. And I was like, you know what? Let me play Wordle real quick, see if I can. I got it on my third try. The word was agony, and I was like, oh, how appropriate.
Still can't beat the record.
Look, man, you got so fucking lucky with that.
No,
I hate
I
you.
didn't.
Dude, I play like almost all the time.
I think I still have that picture somewhere.
You do. And even the person that I normally played with, because there's a couple people I play with.
Everybody thought I was bullshitting.
Yeah, and the person that I generally talk to even commented and said, you're full of shit. And they don't ever comment on anything you do. And I was like, I was at work and I saw it. I was like, yo, this is a lie.
Well, see, that's a social experiment on when you do something that other people are trying to do and you succeed at it better than them. That's when they start getting mad and becoming haters.
I wasn't mad. I was frustrated.
I know, but then you're detracting from the fact that I did it, or whoever's doing the thing that you wish you could be doing. So yeah, that's essentially hating. That's what hating is.
Yeah, I'm a fucking hater, folks.
It's a small level of social experiment on how people hate. Basically, for the background story, for people who don't know, the Wordle is a game that the New York Times puts out, and you have, was it 5 letters?
5-letter word.
5-letter words,
Get
and you get 6 tries.
Yep.
One of the words one day, I was like, fuck it. Let me get on this bandwagon. Let me try this shit and play it out one day. So I think it was the second word that I had done. So it was like the second day of me doing this.
Yeah.
I guessed the word on the first try, and I posted my results. Like everybody else, they were posting their results, and I posted my results, and people got upset and didn't believe that I did it. So
yeah,
it goes to show you people, you can do anything better than anybody as long as you try.
So folks, while I end this episode, I want you to know that Jared is not going to leave a happy man. It's like, no, let me stop. But while I'm at it, please, again, just to reedify, you can catch us anywhere you get your podcasts, Apple Music, Spotify. Redify, testify.
Who the fuck is Rita? Who is Redify?
Who Redify? Dude, Redify. All right. So I can't pronounce words, enunciate anything.
Oh, yeah. We don't have. Sorry, we don't have the lower thirds on here, but
it's all good. It's all good. So again, anywhere you can get your podcasts, Apple Music, Spotify, any type of audio, you can check us out. Please leave a review, comment, like, tell your grandma. Tell your grandma's dog. Tell your grandma's dog to tell their friend. Tell the milkman. Are there still milkmen?
And if you're on Facebook, follow us on the Mad Scientist Lab podcast.
Yeah, please. Give us a like. It doesn't hurt. It might hurt your thumb. You're using them anyway. Might as well just like our shit because it's cool. And thank you for listening to episode 177 of the Mad Scientist Lab podcast, the greatest podcast in the world, North America, and soon to be Cuba. So, folks,
guy with Cuba,
I'm telling you, it's going to happen. So we will see you guys next week. Please be safe. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Peace. Yay!
I say when we say peace.
Okay, Jared's
now
saying,
I say peace.
Okay, Jared's saying bye, folks. That's his way of saying bye.
I'm gonna hit you so hard you won't see nothing. Ever, 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 ever.
Audio skulls all day.
The Merit Scientist Lab. The Merit Scientist Lab. The Merit Scientist Lab. The Merit Scientist Lab.
You can't have an opinion on something that you haven't even tried.
Exactly.
The Merit Scientist